Oh, good morning. Happy Sunday, April 5th. It's always a little bit awkward to get started because I never quite know, even when it tells me I'm live. It's always, when I go back and look at these on YouTube, it's always off just a little bit. So, good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope you are feeling well. Hope everything is okay in your household. Today we're going to go through a relatively simple flow and just work on a few basic structures of the body today, throw in a little stability and balance to light up those legs if you have not had a chance to really stretch your legs or go for a walk or do some of the things that you would normally get to do. Good morning, Denny. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you to Rex Cedar and to all of our sort of voluntary producers who help contribute money to this live yoga class. Good morning, Bernadette. Thanks for joining us. So all of you that have supported the channel on Patreon, thank you so much. Anybody who's made a donation, thank you so much. Good morning, Andrea. Howdy. Look at this. She's apparently become quite a cowboy. Howdy, Andrea. So I hope you guys are doing well. It's going to be a simple flow today. Good morning, Carrie. Bernadette joined us. Carrie, you know Bernadette, I take it? Oh, Lee, look at this, my friend. She is such a good little yogi, man. She's a badass. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here today. Let's do some yoga. What the fuck? All right, everybody, step onto your mat. Look down at your feet. Spread your toes. Think about a cat clawing into a blanket. And just get those toes moving. So much of our practice is depending on our healthy feet. How do we get healthier feet? We walk barefoot more often. Sorry, girls, we wear flip-flops less and high heels less. And we try to get shoes that allow the foot to splay naturally for a healthy walking pattern. But all I want you to do is just pay attention to your feet for a moment. Lift your heels, flip the toes over, and just get some mobility through your feet and also right here into the top of your ankle. It feels like flipping your toes over and then trying to drag your foot forward. Now let's take the left leg up into the air, pull your groin back, lift your heart up. So from the side, it looks like from my right leg all the way up to the crown of my head is a nice straight line perpendicular to the earth. Left thigh parallel to the earth, more or less. We don't need to break out protractors or rulers. All right, and then we're gonna draw heel to butt, reach around with your right hand and grab your left foot. Pull your heel to your tailbone and hinge forward. And left palm comes to the right knee. Now we could reach to the floor, and sometimes more depth doesn't give us more. In fact, sliding the hand all the way down is going to take us out of extension. That's your spine in a back bend. So keep your chest lifted. Hand goes no lower than the kneecap. Lift the left knee up, and then rise back up. Take your leg in front of you, grab the shin, and pull it away from the floor. Stick out your butt. And then step your left foot back. Point your left toes forward. In other words, we're off of the left heel if we can help it. If you really feel unstable and you feel like you're going to fall over, plant that heel. Otherwise, all 10 toes forward. Turn your palms forward and bow to your right knee as it bends. And straighten your right leg, bend your left leg, push back. Reach your hands forward and connect your thumbs over the crown of your head. Reach back and push forward. Push back and reach forward. Connect the tips of your thumbs right over the crown of your head where you can't see them. Reach back and push forward. And one more time. Push your butt against your pants or shorts, whatever you're wearing, if you're wearing something. And if you're not wearing anything right now, good on you, you freak. Stick out your butt, lift your palms, straighten your back leg, step forward, connect your palms. Take a deep breath in. Lean to your right. Put more pressure on your palms. Lift your right heel. Lift your right foot entirely if you can. Come back to center. And we're going to take hands to left hip. I'm pinning my right hand to my left hip with my left hand. So your palms are doing this, prayer position, on your left hip. Now lower your left ear to your left shoulder. And you can gently turn your head in a no pattern towards left shoulder and over right shoulder. And with your eyes gazing straight forward again. You can also make a tilted yes pattern. That's chin to right shoulder or right collarbone, and then away from that. So it's yes, but sideways. And release. Let's do the other side. Take that right thigh up into the air, parallel more or less to the floor. If it's down here, but it's off the floor, that's great. And even if you're just starting out trying to get some strength and stability in your legs, you can plant the foot and just lift the heel and just try to keep that big toe on the floor like you were dipping it in the swimming pool to see if the water was cold. You can keep that toe down close to the floor. But if you're feeling relatively stable, lift that thigh up high, stick out your butt, lift your heart, and then heel to your butt. Draw your foot across and capture right foot with left hand. You can always hold on to a chair, put your hand on a wall if necessary. Hinge forward, place your palm on your knee if you're stable. And lift your right knee up, pull your heel towards your tailbone. And rise up. We're just waking up muscles here. Grab your shin. There's some essential stretching and an essential awakening of muscles. So before we even begin a salutation pattern, we create this pattern to help work loose the hips, the shoulders, the feet, the spine. Step your right foot back, turn your palms forward, and bow, bend your left knee. And as you straighten your left leg, bend your right knee. Reach forward, try to float your arms above your periphery. Connect the tips of your thumbs over the crown of your head. And push your head forward as you reach back. Push your butt back as you reach forward. Reach back as you push forward. And one more time. Reach thumbs over the crown of your head. Connect the tips of your thumbs without looking. And now try to lift your glutes as you lift your heart. Arms are lifted where you can't see them. Breathe, you're okay. Straighten the back leg, rise up, step forward, connect the palms, take a deep breath. Lean to your left. Keep breathing here. Press the palms together like you're crushing an egg in your hands. Lift your left heel. Lift your left foot if you're bored. And if you're not bored, in fact, you're doing everything you can, congratulations. Because that's all we're here to do. Plant your foot. My left hand is going to come around, and I'm going to pin it there to my right hip with my right hand. Lower the ear. You know how your dog looks at you weird when you make a funny sound? Like, so tilt the ear to the shoulder. But notice my hips didn't go to the left. I'm still upright through the spine. I'm just bent at the neck a little bit. And you can make a couple of no's. And eyes forward. Make a yes or two. Chin towards left collarbone and then away from it. And release. Reach both hands up. Slide your thumbs over your ears. Widen the feet. Pull your groin back. Look up at the ceiling. And use your fingertips as a pillow for your head. In other words, you wouldn't push your head into your pillow really hard to go to sleep at night. You would just rest your head on the pillow. So think of your fingertips as that. Relax your neck. Pull your armpits back. Keep your elbows close to your nose. Pull the groin back, and with the center of your spine, try to push your heart towards the ceiling where you're looking. And then slowly hinge forward. Elbows come down towards the knees. Hinging at the hips, fingertips to the floor. Let's go into kind of a ragdoll. So just let your body hang. I have to always do weird things to keep the microphone from going right into my mouth. But just hang here for a moment and breathe. Feels good to move. It feels good to practice. It feels good to be alive. Bend your knees as much as you would need to place your hands flat on the floor, but don't step back. Just put your hands flat on the floor. And now, keep your hands on the floor. Push down like you could lift your feet and come into a handstand, but leave your hands on the floor and just push a little harder into your heels. Your legs may not end up straight, but just drive into the heels and keep your hands flat on the floor. Nice work. Come on to the fingertips. Walk your hands over to the right. Stretch through that left hip. So while you're moving to the right, bend your right knee and push it forward and try to push your left butt cheek backwards to get more length in that side body. Walk your hands over to your left. We're going to do the same thing. You don't have to look behind you. Push your left knee forward and push your right butt cheek back while you try to hold your fingers in place on the floor where they are. And then come back to center. Place your hands on your knees and flatten your back. And when your spine is straight, straighten your legs and rise up, almost as though you were doing a deadlift. Kelly, good morning, dear. All right, now let's do one more thing. I want you to take your left hand. Which camera am I on? Put your left hand on your sacrum. That's just above your butt crack. Place your right hand on the very top of your head. Very top of your head. And now I want you to just gently lift your chin, look up at the ceiling, and push your sacrum against your left palm, and your left palm against your sacrum. And slowly release and switch sides. Right hand on your sacrum, left hand on the top of your head. Push your right hand against your sacrum pushes back, your knees bend. Lift chin away from chest, look up at the ceiling. And slowly release. Reach both hands down to the floor. Step back into a plank position. Shoulders above the wrists, spread the fingers nice and wide, grip the floor. Bend your elbows and touch your chest all the way to the floor. And here's how we know we didn't cheat. Take your hands off the floor. Good. Put your hands back on the floor. Pull your groin off the floor and push your chest off the floor after that. Press back and bend the knees. Now you can always leave your knees down. Don't forget, your knees can be great leverage on the floor, but we do want the groin off of the mat before the chest. Now try to tear your mat in half. Spread your fingers. Look straight down where sweat would drop off your nose and hit your mat. One more deep breath right here. Lift your right leg. Open your hip, bend your knee. Now, keep lifting the right knee towards the ceiling and trying to plant right big toe. And then bring your right knee to your chest. And plant your foot between your thumbs as softly as you can. Pull your chest forward. And push your butt back. Like I said, it's Sunday, so simple Sunday. I just want you to straighten your leg. Now, if you're an advanced, stronger yoga practitioner and you want to work on sort of the bowling salutation, I'm not going to describe it or cue through it today, but if you know it, please feel free to do it. For everyone else, just straighten your right leg. Now lunge into your right knee. Reach your right hand to the ceiling. Look up at your thumb. Reach down. Turn your body 90 degrees to the left. Leave your right hand on the floor under your heart. Slide your left thumb over your ear where you would slide a pencil. Keep your left elbow close to your nose as you turn your chest to the left. Don't look at the ceiling. Don't try to lift your left elbow to the ceiling. Turn your chest left. Point your left elbow left. Pull your left armpit away from what you're looking at. And then reach down. Turn your body back to the top of your mat. Realign your feet. Reach both hands high into the air. So we're going to go through our Volution salutation today. Pull the elbows down into a goal post. This is called a cactus twist. Lift the left heel, tighten the belly, and slowly turn to your right. Andreas, good morning. Thanks for checking in, guys. Feels so good in quarantine to know you're there. And I'm here. Reach up, face forward. Plant your hands. Step back. Chest to the floor. Remember, lower the knees if you need leverage. And push up and press back. Tear that mat in half. Your hands are trying to slide forward. Your feet are trying to slide back. It's not too much more complicated than that. Lift your left leg up. Open your hip like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Just take a good long pee right here, little doggies. And bring your knee towards your chest. Plant your foot. Breathe in. Press your chest against your shirt. Pull your hips down low. Your knee can even come to the floor. Your front heel might lift. But just go chest forward. And then push back. Push back. Push back. And if your back is way round, if your head is looking back at your right foot, you can always stack your hands on your left shin. But we want to try to get that left leg as straight as we can today. Tomorrow will be different. Yesterday was different. Come forward, lunging into the left knee. Reach the left hand up. Look up at your thumb. Take a deep breath. Reach down. Turn to your right, pivoting on your feet. Now your toes are all pointing at the long edge of your mat. And leave your left fingertips on the floor under your heart. Right thumb slides over the ear. Your right palm is covering the right side of your head above your ear. Without moving your elbow away from your nose, turn your chest to the right. So I switched cameras so that you could see that my right arm, although it's bent at the elbow, is parallel to the floor. I'm not lifting right elbow. I'm keeping it close to my nose. I'm trying to turn my chest. Lifting my elbow doesn't help me do that. Reach down and turn back to the top of your mat. Point all 10 toes forward. Reach both hands up high. Pull the elbows down. Lift the right heel. Dig the ball of your right foot into the floor. And now we're going to twist to the left. And as you twist to the left, you're trying to avoid swinging the right arm forward. So if you can see your right arm in your peripheral vision, you need to pin that right forearm back. Turn to the front, reach your hands up, take a deep breath. Plant your hands on the floor, step back, touch your chest to the mat, push up. And if you want, throw in a bonus push-up or two and press back. If we're moving around less, if we don't have to get up and go to work, or at least go any further than our laptop to go to work, we got to get moving. Let's shake that booty, because it's our duty. Lift your right leg up, step forward. Heart against your shirt, pull your hips low, breathe in. Push back, straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee again. Reach your right hand for the ceiling. Reach down, pivot to your left. Left hand on the side of your head, right hand on the floor. Twist your chest towards your left foot. Look to your left. Reach down, turn your body back to the right 90 degrees. Reach both hands up in a lunge. Pull the elbows down. Tighten the belly. Twist to the right. Make sure you can't see this left arm swinging forward. Keep your forearms pinned back. Reach up, face forward. Plant your hands. Step back. Do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 push-ups and press back. Left leg lifts. Step through. Chest forward, breathe in. Push back, breathe out. Lunge forward, reach your left hand up. Reach down, turn to your right. Right hand on the side of your head. Left hand is like a spider on the floor. Keep your right elbow close to your nose. Twist your chest to the right. Push into the right foot if your hips are starting to turn with your chest. Reach down. Turn back to the top of your mat. Reach both hands up. Lift the back heel as you lift those hands. Tighten the belly as you pull your elbows down. Turn to your left. Keep the forearms pressed back. Reach up and face forward. Plant your hands. Step back. Do some push-ups. At least one. Even if you're doing these on your knees, guys. Build that chest. Get super, super strong. Lift your right leg up and step through. Chest forward. This is our last set. Push back, right leg straight. Come forward, reach your right hand up. Exhale, turn left. Left hand to the side of the head. Half skull twist. Reach down, turn back to the top. Reach both hands up. Cactus twist to the right. Reach up, face forward. Plant your hands. Step back. This is your opportunity to push against gravity, to resist. Lift your left leg up. Step forward. The resistance is powerful. Push forward, breathe in. Push back, breathe out. Lunge forward, reach your left hand high. Turn to your right, exhale. Right hand to the side of the head. Twist your chest to the right. Reach down, turn back to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, reach both hands up. Pull the elbows down. Belly's tight, turn left, last one. Make sure you can't see your forearms. Reach up, face forward, plant your hand. Last call for push-ups. Get her done. Who's that comedian? Somebody says, get her done. Press back, lower the knees, sit to your heels, rest your hands on your thighs. And while your hands are resting, rest everything else. Slow your breath down. So a lot of times I like to think of that initial process of movement as a samurai sharpening his sword before he goes out and goes through his movement patterns of working with the sword. It sharpens us. It gets us ready for the real work, all right? Like I said, nice simple flow today. We're going to keep things simple, and simple does not mean easy. Lift your butt, step your right foot forward. We're in Knight's pose. Shift your weight forward, lift your left heel, reach your hands up. We're in Anjane. Open hands, thumbs above the shoulders. Energetically press the palms in like you're squeezing a basketball above your head. And while you do that, bring your awareness to your feet. Left heel high, right foot is flat. So if it feels like your right foot would slide forward if you were standing on an ice skating rink, push down into the heel. Take a deep breath where you are and bring your hands down to your chest. Lean forward, thumbs touch the sternum. Turn your chest slowly to the right without dropping the elbow down on the knee. If you want to work harder today, bend your left knee. Keep twisting. So I have a common thing I say in all of my regular yoga classes, if I haven't said it on any of these videos. And that is, it takes power to be graceful. More importantly, I don't believe in poses so much as movements that slow down. So if it feels like you're stuck, breathe. Remember, I said this would be a simple flow, not an easy flow. Take a deep breath and slowly untwist. Reach down, stack your hands on your shin, place your hands on a block, place them on the floor if necessary. You can always lower your left knee down if your body's fatiguing. Keep the knee lifted and come into a pyramid, some variation of it. That is a really common combination of poses. Lunge, twist, fold forward. It's like a really reliable chord for a song that you would play on a guitar. It's reliable. It's a reliable combinations of movements. That's why you see it in flow after flow, because it works. Take one more deep breath. And fingertips down. Left foot slides or steps forward. Hands to the knees. Lower the butt a little bit so you're crouching. When your spine is straight, straighten your legs. Cross right ankle to left thigh. Point your right big toe. Hinge forward. Oh yeah, that butt wants a stretch, doesn't it? I once had a student who did like 2 or 3 tours in Afghanistan, and he got shot in the butt. And he said that my yoga class and all the lunging and then stretching the muscle that you were lunging on, like right now, said it feels like being shot in the butt. So now you don't have to get shot in the butt. Release. Because you know what it feels like. Plant your right foot, reach your hands up, take a deep breath. Hinge forward, fingertips to the floor. Slide the left foot back. And we're going to turn 180 degrees to the other side of the mat and lower the right knee down. Take the hands to the left thigh. And I've turned my back to all of you. I've turned my back on you. That's so rude. Is that better? That's better. Hi. Hi, everybody. Are you ready to do the other side? I don't know, and I don't want you to stop to send me a comment unless you're a weirdo who's just watching this. And if you're watching other people do yoga, come on now, get in the game. Lean forward, lift the right knee, reach the hands up, lift the right heel high. Anjane. You can look up, but maybe keep the back of your neck long, eyes forward on the horizon. And this way you can't see your hands, but you know where they are, and you know what they're doing, or you know if they're sort of doing nothing, right? So open the hands like you're dropping microphones on your shoulders, and energetically press the palms in. Square the hip bones off to the top edge of your mat in front of your left toes. The top of the mat is generally any direction the chest is facing. Connect the palms, draw the thumbs down to the sternum, lean the heart forward, and slowly rotate your trunk. Now, what does bending the back knee do for us other than just create more work? Well, the right knee bending and the groin going back and the ball of the right foot pushing down like a shovel into the earth helps keep your right hip lifted and preventing it from turning with your chest to the left. Remember, we're not just trying to turn our chest to the left, we're trying to prevent our hips from turning to the left. So keep that right hip elevated, even if your right leg is straight. Take a deep breath, untwist, and reach down for a block, or stack your hands on your shin if you don't have a block and the floor is too far away from your fingers. Again, the back leg can be straight or bent, but the heart's going forward. You're trying to get your collarbones against the top of your shirt. It's not easy, man. It's not easy doing this. It's not convenient. Come forward, plant the hands. Slide or step right foot forward, hands on the knees. Lower the butt a little bit so that the spine can straighten, and when it's straight, rise up. Now, if we come up with a round back, we don't burst into flames, but it's the awareness of our body, what it's doing, that we're after. Because we don't think about our body, which is weird. We live in it 24/7 our entire life. Left ankle to right thigh. Stick out your butt. And let's stretch that left glute. Actively pushing your ankle down against your thigh with your right hand and lifting your left knee with your left hand is going to help you stretch that medius muscle, especially if you're really trying to push your butt against your pants and lift your knee at the same time. Release. Plant your left foot. Reach both hands high. Take a deep breath. Exhale, fold forward. Fingertips to the floor. Slide your right foot all the way back. We're going to turn to the right 180 degrees and lower the left knee to the floor. We're back in knight's pose, lunging on the right leg. I love yoga so much after I've done it. When I'm doing it, not a big fan. It's hard and it's super inconvenient. Okay? Left hand to the side of the head. We're going to do a really stable arc twist. That's why this left knee is down. We might do it lifted later. We'll just see how much torment we want to subject ourselves to. But here's what I want you to think about. Keep your left elbow close to your nose. Hollow out your left armpit. That's you putting your left shoulder blade onto your back while you're holding the side of your head. Reach down to try to touch your left inner knee. You don't have to touch it. That's just where your right hand is reaching towards. I don't want anybody else. When I do yoga, I touch myself. This is what I do when I'm practicing alone. I sing to myself. No, I really do. Come back up. Plant your left hand. Lift your left knee. Lift your left foot. Very nice. Reach your right hand to the right. And turn your chest to the right. Lift the right thumb. You don't have to reach for the ceiling. Reach your right hand away from your left hand. Remember, we're not just trying to turn the chest. We're trying to prevent the hips from turning. So the work isn't necessarily to turn the chest to the right. It's to lift the left hip while you do it. Push into the right heel. Pull your collarbones forward. Spread yourself out over the space you're on. And release all the way back down to knight's pose. That was nice. Pull the hips back. Sit to the left heel. And lift your heart up. Don't reach down. Don't go forward. Don't drop your head. I want you to just push through your heel like there was, looks like this. Here's a block. I'm upright. I'm going to push the block forward. And then once I can't push it forward anymore, I push the heel down. Keep the heart lifted. Release. And we're going to come forward and turn 180 degrees again. And lower right knee down into the knight's pose. Rise back up. Yoga is freaking inconvenient, man. It is super inconvenient. Right before I started recording this show, I was eating a cinnamon roll and drinking coffee with my daughter while we were playing Animal Crossing. Pretty much the funnest thing you can do, quarantine or not. Slide your right thumb over your ear. And let your left arm dangle for a moment. And now we're going to slowly reach left fingertips for the inside of your right knee where your knee is on the floor. Your hand doesn't have to get there. Keep your eyes on whatever object was in front of you before you started arcing. And keep your breath steady. And rise back up. Right hand to the floor, right knee off the mat, right foot off the mat, left hand reaches left. Pull the collarbones forward, lift your right hip up, and then reach left hand away from right hand. Just turn to your left palm to see that invisible object you're dropping right now. Lift your right hip, lift your left hand, press through the heels to make your legs straighter. Take a deep breath and release. Here comes trouble. I can hear it. Lower the knee down. Oh man. Say hello to my little cutie. She's grumpy because she didn't sleep good. And did you know that when you hug me, your little spikes dig into my skull? Whatever. It's a hard day for Tiny Diamond, guys. It's a hard day. Now, place that block in front of your left foot, lift your heart up, and slide the block forward, and then push the heel into the floor. You don't have to go forward at all. Just straighten the leg, and then try to bend it with the floor underneath your heel as the resistance. And release. See, life is not convenient. Tiny Diamond is grumpy. She didn't sleep good. Plant your hands. Step your left foot back into crouching cat. Lower your knees and sit to your heels. Place your right hand on your left knee. Place your left hand on your sacrum. Lift your heart up and slowly turn left. Release and switch sides. Place your right hand on your sacrum. Place your left hand on your right knee. Lift the heart away from the floor and turn. Remember, try not to initiate twists from your neck by trying to turn the chin over your shoulder. Our neck and our chin should complete twists, not initiate them. Release. Now let's work into some open hip. We're going to step the right foot forward, lift the left knee, turn to the long edge of the mat and to your screen. Ta-da! Turn the toes out, slide the heels in slightly, place your hands on your knees, and just try to hold your knees down. Pull your groin back, lift your heart up. Lift your right heel. Push your left heel down a little bit harder into your mat. Switch. Push your right heel down into the floor. I should not have had that fourth beer before class. I'm kidding. I don't even like beer. Lift your left heel. Push down into your right heel. Pull your groin back. Keep your chest against your shirt. Lower your left heel. Hands to the floor. Feet go wide. Chest goes forward over the fingertips. But your groin goes back, and it has a hard time going back if we can't rotate the femurs. So it begins with a little bend in the knees. And if you can see me, my butt is bouncing as though Godzilla was walking by down Broadway. and my knees are absorbing the shock. So allow that softness, and then pull your inner thighs back. Feels like you're trying to lift and separate your glutes. And then we're going to bring heels in, toes in, until we can rise up and turn the right foot out into our warrior stance. Lunge into the right knee. There is the most adorable older couple walking by outside, walking their little dog. Put your mask on, guys. Don't make me worry about you. Reach your right hand up. We're going straight into reverse warrior. Left hand on your low back. Lower your left shoulder. Keep your eyes on the wall in front of your chest. In other words, try to notice that tendency a lot of people have to start to turn their chest to the ceiling. Let's not do a back bend here. We do plenty of back bends in the yoga practice. Release. And reach forward. Place your right hand next to your right foot, or place your elbow on your knee. This is also a nice place to be. Or hand on the floor, and you can push the back of your right arm against the inside of your right leg. Left hand is on your right kidney or on your lumbar. Place your right hand behind your back like you're hiding something, and then just push that left hand into your back, and that'll draw your left elbow back, your left shoulder back, and turn your chest. Left hand reaches up. Right leg straightens. Right hand slides to the center. Left knee bends. Left hand reaches away from the right hand. Right leg is straight. Left knee is bent. Stick out your butt. Press your chest against your shirt. Keep breathing. We're fine. Release. Bend the right knee. And turn the heart to the center and rise up. Now we're going to work a little bit deeper into this right leg. So turn your left toes out slightly. Bend your left knee. Lift the left heel and sit to your left heel. And place your right spider on the floor. Point your right toes up. And you can stay right here. And if that's too intense, you can sit down on something. But we're going to go into an arc. Left hand on the side of the head. And we're going to tilt the head and lower right ear towards right knee. Press right heel down. Release. Hands on the floor. Lift your butt to the center of your mat. Rise up. Let's do the other side. Turn your left foot out and make sure the outer edge of your right foot's parallel to the short edge of your mat behind you. Lunge into your left knee. Right hand on your back. Left hand reaches for the sky. Exhale, lean, and lower the right shoulder. If I had a chip on my shoulder, it would be literally like lowering the shoulder to slide it off. So it's really about tightening the side body, allowing for the space to be created on this left side body, which ties to your inner thigh. Lunge into your left knee. Keep your chest and eyes forward, not up. Keep the breath steady. Weight in the left heel. Slowly release and come forward. Left hand next to the foot. And now press left arm against inner left leg. Press right hand against your left kidney or lumbar and try to turn your chest from the floor back to the wall you were looking at in reverse warrior. Collarbones are lifting away from the right foot. Get taller. And don't use your chin lifting away from your chest to try to get taller. Release. Rise back up. Turn the left foot in a little. Turn the right foot out a little and bend the right knee. We're going to bring it all the way down and lift left toes. Left spider on the floor, right hand in a half skull. Thumb slid right over the ear. Lift your chest so you can see the wall in front of you, the one we've been looking at this whole time. And lower left ear towards left knee. Push into left heel so it feels like left knee is trying to rise just a bit to try to meet the ear. Eyes are still forward. Again? Get over here. Put your hand on my shoulder so you don't fall over. I gotta, mwah. She has been bashing her toes so bad lately. Oh, you little monkey. You all better? Okay, stay away from the coffee table. Rise back up. Back into a star pose. Slide both thumbs over your ears. Stick out your butt, bend your knee. I'm gonna go side cam so you can see my spine. It's gonna look a lot like somebody placed an exercise ball on my back and I'm trying to wrap my back body around it. So my elbows go up and my shoulders are trying to come to rest on the top half of the hemisphere of the imaginary exercise ball. And then I'm going to try to pull my groin back and lift my glutes to wrap around the lower hemisphere of the imaginary ball on my back. And then we find the breath. Release. And then hands to the floor. Bend both knees. Plant the hands flat. Slide the hands in. Most of your weight is still in your feet, but you're starting to push down into your hands without lifting your heart away from the floor. I want you to think about your torso as like laying on a very short coffee table that your daughter might bash her toes against. One more breath. And we release by stepping left foot back, left knee down. Rise up. Take your hands off the floor. We're going to go into a gate. So right leg is straight, right hand on outer right leg. Left hand's going to go to half skull. Now, if you prefer to just reach with the arm, that's fine too. Or slide thumb over the ear. And slide right hand down, like you want your longest finger to touch your ankle. Remember, eyes on the wall, not the ceiling. Don't lift the left elbow. Keep it close to your nose. And now that you've lowered yourself to the right, ignite that right inner thigh, and that feels like trying to drag your right foot towards your left knee. It doesn't go anywhere. You're just starting to fire those fibers on the inside of your right thigh. And slowly rise up. We're going to turn to the top edge of the mat. Plant your hands to your left and pivot on your left knee so that your left foot comes to the other side of your mat, left knee outside the left hand. We're in pigeon. Left foot works forward as far as you can, and the elbows come down. If you want more active stretching here, then point your right toes so that the top of your right foot is on your mat, and press down into the top of your foot and lift your knee. And then try to slide your left knee back and the top of your right foot forward without your knee bending. It's just energy. It's just muscle that you're firing so that your stretching isn't passive. Passive stretching typically is us stretching tendons. Actively stretching is us stretching muscle fiber. And you can go just lay down into a blob if you want, because it's Sunday, man. Come on. Come on. Why do I have to work my ass off 7 days a week? You don't. But the older you get, the more we gotta move. Movement is medicine, guys. Movement's medicine. Plant your hands. Now I'm gonna give you time if you wanna bend your knee, grab your foot with your left hand, or come into more of a royal pigeon. I'm gonna give you the time to do that. Wherever you are, you can still be lying down, resting your head. Just breathe. Breath is steady and smooth. Breath is savored like chocolate on your tongue. Release. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, and let's just try to tear our mat in half for a moment in our crouching cat. So if you're in down dog, play around with bending your knees a little bit and trying to slide your mat out from under your hands with your feet and vice versa. You're trying to slide your mat forward out from under your feet with your hands. Lower the knees again and turn your body to the right 90 degrees. Step your left foot out, and we're in gate on the other side. Left hand on your left leg, right hand reaching for the sky or in the half skull position. Lower the left ear, slide the left hand down. Remember, our depth in any pose is not as important as our ability to breathe in whatever depth we're in. And that's how we're training more than just structural, more than just muscle and connective tissue and bone. We're connecting to our central nervous system, teaching ourselves to remain calm under stress. And release. Our hands are going to go to the right, and we're going to pivot on the right knee. So my right foot slides to the other side of the mat, and then the right knee slides to the outside of the right wrist. Left knee can come down as we start to work our body towards the floor. This can be passive, this can be very active, but just try to trace the same path you took in your body on the other side. And if you notice something that's very distinctly different about one side versus the other, then just direct your awareness and your breath to that place. You might have a bum right knee or a tight left hip. This side might feel very different than the other side, and that is often the case. But just give your body some of the things we're typically not giving it as we move about the house. And hopefully, we're at least moving about the house and not just shifting our head from one end of the couch to the other. And I say that because I did that last night. After the kiddo went to bed, I had to get in a couple episodes of my latest fixation, which is, what's that show called? Money Heist. Oof. Now, if you want to go through some of your royal pigeon patterns and twists, or if you want to stay still and keep resting, give your body what you really need today. Maybe it's more rest. Maybe it's more work. But wisdom is knowing when you could do work and aren't, or when you're doing work and shouldn't. And we're going to plant the hands. Back to crouching cat one last time for Sunday, April 5th. Unless you practice later, remember, as soon as this stream ends, it just uploads. And you could do this again at noon. You could. Remember, look straight down where sweat would drop off your nose. Another way to think about this is think of your mat as a mirror and look into your own beautiful freaking eyes. Lower the knees and place your butt on the center of your mat. Oh, life is so good. Slide your right foot out. Let's do a Kamakarasana, and then we'll start finishing up. Place your left hand outside your left hip. Turn your right foot in, arches on the floor. Lift your butt. Reach your right hand back. You could go into a half skull or hold your head here if this is difficult for your neck and it needs some support. But you're trying to push your hips away from your left hand. Lower the hips back to the floor and reach right hand for right foot, left hand on left knee. Lift your heart, turn it to the left, push through the heel. Look at your right foot, grab your big toe, slide your foot back, and lift it off the floor, press through the heel. Make sure you're not leaning to the left. Your right butt cheek should not only be on the floor, it should be bearing more weight than your left glute. Plant your right foot. Capture your right knee with the inside of your left elbow. Right hand behind you. Pull your belly tight off your thighs. You turn to the right. Lift the crown of your head. Be regal. Be dignified and noble. And release that. Slide your left leg out. Right foot to your inner thigh. Right hand on your knee. Lean forward to the right knee so your left glute is off of the floor. If we go to the side, you can see that glute, right there, not on the floor, otherwise I couldn't spank my own butt. Grab a hold of your left foot, turn to your right, and push through left heel. And then slide your left foot back and lift it off of the floor. Press left heel left, weight in the left glute now. So when I was off my left glute in the last position, now I'm on it. Plant your left foot, capture your left knee on the inside of your right arm. Left hand behind you, tighten the belly, get tall, and twist. Release. Now turn your feet to the top of your mat. Place your butt on the center. And you're welcome to either slide your feet into Sukhasana, seated meditation, if you're a practitioner of any type of meditation, really. And if you're like, I want to lie down and stop listening to you, then do that. You can always lie on your back in Shavasana. But either way, please close your eyes. If you're in Sukhasana, rest your palms on your thighs. If you're lying on your back, just rest your arms at your sides. With your eyes closed, feel the breath passing through your nose. Unless it's congested, that could be the case too, right? It's not so much how well you're breathing, it's how mindful you're breathing, how aware you are of it, And as soon as you're mindful and aware of it, the quality of the breath improves. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. I hope your day is beautiful and you get out into the sun. And I hope that this day brings you the opportunity to reflect on the things that you're grateful for and the things that are going right. If you wish to make a donation for these live classes, you're welcome to do that using the Cash App. And if you want to become a member and support these live classes ongoing, you can support our channel on Patreon. And I'll put up that end screen for when you're done with your meditation or your rest. Thanks for being here today, everybody. Have an absolutely beautiful day.